Hello, my name is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. This is the first video in a series that I'm starting about my board game life. This first video will talk about how board games impacted my childhood, and the fifth video will show you my board game collection today in 2020. So let's jump into this first video and let me tell you a little bit about my childhood experience with board games. My family wasn't really into board games growing up. We had some classics, but my friends also had a few games, my cousins had some games, and so through the years I got to experience a bunch of the games that some of you older people might be a little bit more familiar with. I remember playing Mousetrap and Sorry and Operation when I was younger. I remember learning how to play checkers with my great-granddaddy Royer on vacation one summer, and that was a really fond memory that I'll always have. And as we got a little bit older, we learned how to play Battleship and Monopoly. I remember really enjoying Life with the little cars and you put the people in it and spin the dial. Enjoyed Clue. We learned how to play Pit and some other card games, Stratego. But it was in middle school and high school when I discovered the game Risk that I think my real love for board games began. And I know Risk is a relatively simple strategy game, but we loved the battling and rolling dice, and we spent hours, my brothers and my friends and I, playing Risk. Then another game came along that my parents purchased for me called Chopper Strike. And this was just a fascinating game for me at that time. It was a two-level board game. So on the bottom there was this terrain where your tanks and your troops traveled by land. And then there was this clear second layer where your air troops flew overhead. And you had this two-layer battle going on. And we really liked it, even though it was a pretty simple game. Well, in high school, one of my best friends and I thought, wouldn't it be fun if we had some of the elements of Risk combined with this two-layer strategy and battling of Chopper Strike? So we began to develop our own game. And I think we were going to call it War of the Ages or something like that. My mom bought us a big piece of white poster board, and we drew the world map on it. We pasted that down onto a piece of plywood, and then we were building some stands for the corners and a plexiglass second surface for the air troops. And we got to the point where we were starting to think about what would the rules to this game be and how could we make the rules work. And we were just going to use all the troops from Risk and the choppers and things from Chopper Strike. But as we got to that point and trying to figure out the rules and trying to figure out how to make a grid in the plexiglass, we sort of lost steam and found interest in other things. And it never really went anywhere. But I know that that was in some ways kind of the kernel, that seed that started my real love with board games that has especially blossomed in these last couple of years. And in fact, a few months ago, my son and I were actually talking about that idea. I was reminiscing about that War of the Ages brainstorm that my friend and I had. And he and I started actually thinking, could we build something like that? Could we design something like that? So we've just sort of had a few conversations about what that might look like. I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but now that I've really grown in my own board game hobby, that's becoming a little bit more of an interest. Would I ever try to design a game like I tried back when I was a teenager? So that's an overview of my childhood experience with board games. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're interested, stay tuned for the next videos in the series. And if you like this video, please click the like button and the subscribe button. And you can follow other videos that I make. You can check out some of the other videos that I've already posted. Thanks for watching this video. This is Billy Indiana signing off.